Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in a mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all gonna work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're gonna find in the Ninja space. And that all happens here at our custom built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're gonna find at one Ninja gym is gonna feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
And reminder to all parents, coaches, and athletes in wave 3 of the mature kids male division. First runners will be going approximately 12 minutes on stage 1 tall men. And as well, wave 3 of mature kids males on stage 1 tall men.
You're gonna go outside this way. You're just giant.
Excuse me, Connor Mills, please make your way to the info hub. Your mom is waiting for you. Connor Mills debates. Please make your way to the info hub.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, you did? Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Come on. With all Griffins, you're going to be great on this. You got all that group.
And a quick message to all parents, athletes, and coaches. To excel in the sport, you don't just need great technique, you need the strength to back it up. Coaches Jonathan Goodbout and Addie Herman are providing personalized strength and conditioning programs for athletes looking to step up their game next season. Visit the ATP table to learn more.
Correct. Absolutely viable. Yeah, they're very hard.
And another quick public service announcement. Elijah the Boss is here, bringing the excitement of his branch of Ninja. Stop by his table to meet Boss Bear and be a part of his band on the street interview craze. Come by to hear all about both hands and the precious baby that the Boss organization is loving on through financial support. And one more message to all, that Cyclone Maine is in the building, and we want to celebrate you. Swing by the booth to check out some custom keepsakes and memorabilia built for the athletes who go all in and the people who cheer them on. Let's take the memories you made and turn them into something that tells your story for years to come.
a finish only. Yeah. Touch blue, walk over. No. Yeah, it's a finish only platform. So land, walk over to blue. Yeah, and walk the block. You just wanted to show how strong you were.
In my head, I'm like, this is longer than my other gun.
Just the camera, the camera. You could use those? Oh, okay. Go for these two. Where is that? Yep, I'll head over there as soon as I'm done coaching some. Once all the athletes up, the original plan, this person's on stage one, those nice. President, question.
No one's there if I came in now.
Usually so. Checking to make sure it's fine. It'll probably be
Starting.
I got massage booth here.
I think last year, that's when I had a
100% off. Where's that? It's senior. It's a good thing. Radio. I was there. I mean, you couldn't tell. Huge guy. Something so unnecessary. Second place. Computer's first time. Won again. Short as you would have won it. You were down. You would have won it. You were so down. Is the one who you're gonna pull. I would get your hands to get. It's actually like nothing.
distinguishes his athletes in wave 3 of the mature kids male division. First runner will be going momentarily on stage 1 tall lead. That is wave 3 of mature kids male. Stage 1 tall lead.
Move now to the second athlete here of competition. And it's going to be Bevan McVeigh Pennings getting things started. And she is on the hang climb. Moving through the hang climb right now, trying to get up to the top of it and giving herself enough momentum to get to the stable bridge. And she is able to move to the stable bridge, but not able to hold on. And she will fall shortly into her run. And that will bring up our third competitor. Really tough there on that first obstacle.
Yeah, and you can tell she's frustrated, but smiling, and that's what we want to see, you know. And that's what's tricky about Ninja is sometimes Ninja gets the best of you because you know she's able to do that, you know.
Yep, and now it's going to be Kristen Flaislick from Massachusetts, 41 years of age, the third competitor here in the stage 3 format, making it through off of her percentage from stage 2. She was trying to get through the tough stage number 3. And she gets things started here on the hang climb right in front of us. Moving up the wall.
Slow and steady, but looking pretty confident.
Yeah, moving with confidence right now through the hang climb as she gets forward up the wall, trying to hit the bar. She's able to get it, and the dismount clears all 3 phases right there. Now moving to the stable bridge.
Oh, she's trying a new technique.
Oh, she's going with one side through the stable bridge. Interesting. As she tries to dismount from her sideways position, and she's able to dismount. Falling down, but dismounts nonetheless. Now on to the battering ram. She moves on. So from the stable bridge to the battering ram. 1 minute into her competition. And she moves on to the first level of the battering ram.
Yeah, and those moving kind of make you feel a little bit unstable and not as confident in your grip. You know, you got to time the swing as much as you have to make sure you have a strong grip, and it makes it really tricky for these athletes.
Yeah, very tricky indeed, as she's able to get through and move forward now onto the tech slider. Moving from the battering ram to the 4th obstacle. Taking her time right now, minute 43 into her run.
You got it.
Being coached up on the sidelines as she tries to move through, and she does. Moves through the tech slider with ease, going through towards the blue pipe.
You see she's taking a rest.
Yes, she's taking her time right now as she tries to extend through. Onto the first blue pipe. This is where we saw Nazif fall on her first run, and she is not able to get through the blue pipe.
I thought she was going to save that.
Yeah, I thought she had a chance as well. 1:50 into the run. And that is going to be the end of her run right here. So the first half of the competitors have moved through.
Yeah, let's see if we can get someone through the blue pipes. I think we have some athletes who are going to be able to, but I think that might be the point that's going to trip people up.
Yeah, that might be the point. Like you said, that's going to make people, trip up the most. And now it's going to be Lindsay Lothram running. And she will be on the hang climb first. Getting things started.
I mean, that's for us shorter athletes. Getting your legs up there is tricky. She did a great job.
Now Lindsay moving up the wall. Getting coached on the sidelines as she tries to transition from the hang climb onto the edge of the dismount. She's able to dismount right there and get through the hang climb.
Ooh.
Almost fell.
I know, those landings, when you have to really stick them.
Now she moves on to the second wave, the stable bridge section. And she is moving her way through. Putting both hands on top. And dismounts. Nearly falls off the dismount. Those dismounts tough right there. As she moves on to the battering ram section of the course. Taking a breath as she's over a minute now in. Trying to pace herself and take her time, knowing that you can be very patient on these obstacles. And she's able to get on to the first level of the battering ram.
And I would imagine by now her arms are getting pretty fatigued because, this is such a upper body heavy course that you want to take those breaks sometimes just to give your arms a little rest.
And she gets through. Able to, again, like you said, give her arms a rest as she moves on to the tech slider, taking her time in between obstacles. 1:47 into the run. She's being coached up here about what technique to use. Taking all of the time she needs in between sets of moving forward and not able to get through on the tech slider. Unfortunate fall right there. Able to move through to that section. And that is going to be the end of the run there for Lindsay.
And it's great to see smiles.
Yep, great to see that smile after the run right there. Very effective through the first half of the course.
Yeah, I know most of us master women, our goal is to not get injured. So when we can finish the season with smiles and no injuries, that's, a win in our books.
That's the best story right there. Making sure that everybody stays healthy here on the course here this morning.
Yes.
Now we will have our next athlete running. It's going to be Claudia stepping up. Claudia from Edinburgh, Texas. And her favorite obstacle type is climbing and moving with all four limbs. And she is from the U.S. South Central region. 5'1", 117 pounds. Joined Ninja in 2024. And she's a college music professor, originally from Monterrey, Mexico. As the clock counts down and her run is starting. Going through the hang climb right now. Trying to move her way effectively up the wall. As she continues to get through all the levels of the climb.
Yeah, she's going nice and smooth. Pretty quick.
Nice and smooth. And able to dismount. So a quick start for her. As she now goes to the stable bridge section, which we've seen some athletes use different techniques, but she's going with that two-hand technique, moving through the bridge. And trying to hold on and swing for the dismount. She gets some momentum built and easily gets the dismount.
You currently have 5 minutes to submit any video reviews on stage 3 small.
So now she is
Stage 3 small. Submit your video reviews. You have 5 minutes.
waiting to get on to the next section, the battering ram. And getting through the first stage of the battering ram, now trying to hold for the dismount. And she's able to dismount easily. And she moves on now to the tech slider obstacle, which we saw our last athlete fall on. And now trying to move through the halfway point of the course.
She still has lots of time. She's got a minute 30 left. I see shaking out.
Yeah, good amount of time here as she moves forward on the tech slider. Moving effectively through and holds the dismount. So the first 4 complete.
Yeah, let's see if we can see our first athlete get through the blue pipes.
Claudia going on to the 5th obstacle. We haven't seen, like you said, Estelle, an athlete get through the blue pipe yet. And she's taking all the time that she is allotted to get on. And she goes through the first to the second pipe. Trying to reach for that third one. It's been a tough one so far. And she's able to move from the second to the third.
And then here's another long reach coming. Let's see. Oh,
Trying to hold on as she reaches for the 4th one.
good save.
She's able to save it. Moving from the 4th to the 5th pipe. It's another long reach. And she's able to move through. Getting to the ring. And from the first to the second ring, she is able to get through. Now moving on to the peg cloud section. This is the first time we're going to see an athlete here take on this obstacle. So Claudia moving to the peg cloud. And taking all the time she needs, moving from the first to the second one. And again, like you said, 3 minutes and 5 seconds right now, taking her time, but this is the furthest any athlete has gone so far. And she's able to get through the peg cloud section. Now trying to advance through the cliffhanger section. The 7th of 8 obstacles here at this course. As she moves through, and she is not able to get through the cliffhanger, falling on the 7th obstacle. It's a great run for Claudia, the furthest for any athlete here at this Masters Female Stage 3 section. Tremendous run. That'll be the end of her run. And now we have Sonia Harpstead running here from Pleasantville, New York, from the U.S. New England region. And she will be our 6th athlete to run. We have Sonia, Jessica, and Mary Beth. That'll be the last 3 athletes here for the Stage 3 females. Yeah, Sonia, 41 years old. And she is off and running here at the hang climb. And moving up the wall, trying to just get across to the edge and easily gets through the hang climb. Moving on now to the stable bridge, again using that one side technique that we saw earlier, trying to swing her momentum, and she gets to the dismount. Moving forward now to the battering ram. We've seen athletes struggle with this here at this stage as she tries to move through the battering ram, able to dismount with ease. And now we will move on to the tech slider obstacle. And she is moving through the tech slider and able to dismount again. Very smooth on the last couple of obstacles, Estelle, getting to the blue pipe region, which has been a struggle here today. Now she is going from the second to the third pipe, doing well so far, holding up her momentum and trying to swing her way around the pipes as she moves forward and tries to become the second athlete to get through the first 5 stages and first 5 obstacles. As she reaches for the swing, swings her way across, able to hold herself up and get through. Great work right there from Sonia as she moves on to the peg cloud. And now she gets things started on the peg cloud, moving from one to the other. And nice and smooth, she transitions now onto the cliffhanger. A good time right now too at 2:02. So I believe a minute faster from the earlier run from Claudia, where she got to this part in about 3 minutes. As she is getting started now on the cliffhanger. Trying to get through and be the first athlete to get to the final flying bar obstacle. As she gets through one more level, trying to dismount, and she gets through to the flying bar. So Sonia moving through and trying to get now 8 of 8 obstacles done and be the first athlete here at the Masters female section to hit the buzzer. She's taking all of her allotted time here to get on the bar. Gets on right before the clock hits 0, and she is moving through relatively quickly here. Oh, she stumbles on that one, able to save herself though, trying to get her momentum to swing up to the bar. And she's using a lot of her momentum here, and she's not able to get through to the dismount. A great run though from Sonia Harpstead. The best run we've seen here of the Masters Females Stage 3. And now we are going to have our next athlete, Jessica Braverman. And Jessica from Durham, North Carolina in the Southeast region. 41 years of age, her coach Matt Callans. And her time getting started now on the hang climb. Trying to get herself started on the hang climb right now. She will jump up for it. Yeah, great jump right there. Struggling a little bit to get off the dismount. And now she is moving forward and trying to get across to the climb. She is able to do just that and move herself forward onto the stable bridge. Moving through the bridge and getting momentum. She's able to move through that one. Move on to the ram. She's taking her time to approach this obstacle. And she is going to hold and move to the second phase of the ram and dismount. So she's through the first 3, Estelle, now moving on to the tech slider. Got to get momentum going as she tries to move through the tech slider. Trying to get momentum, and she's able to dismount. Taking her time now, getting some chalk as she gets ready for the blue pipe. Yeah, the blue pipe was a challenge here so far. She's taking her time to kind of understand how to get through the blue pipe region. Moves from one pipe to the other. Getting through at a comfortable pace right now, keeping her feet up. Moving from the third to the fourth one. She's making it look easy, like you said. Trying to get to the ring, and she's able to hold on to the ring, hold her feet up, and get through to the 6th stage. Looks like she exhausted a lot of energy on that one as well as she tries to get through the peg cloud in these last 3 regions. So taking her time for sure. And she is now transitioning from one peg to the other. And each of the athletes that's gotten to this peg cloud section has been very effective in their technique and how they utilize their strengths. And they've done really well on that obstacle so far. And one of two of the athletes that have been on this obstacle have gone through. And she is not able to get through on that one. Jessica gets to the 7th stage of the obstacle, the 3rd athlete to get forward to that stage. And that will be the end of her stage 3 run. A great run. And now we will move on to our final competitor, Mary Beth Wang from Lyman, South Carolina, 44 years old. And we saw Mary Beth Wang very effective in her last run in stage number 2. We will see what she is able to accomplish here in stage 3. Quickly moving up the hang climb. And she's able to dismount to the stable bridge. A quick run there, now moving to the battering ram. And moving very effectively here through stage 3. Able to dismount onto the 4th obstacle, the tech slider. Alongside her coach, moves through that one with ease as well. And now she is on to the blue pipe. And she's skipping pipes now, trying to move her way forward quicker. And now onto the peg cloud. 52 seconds it took her to get here, as she's going to take a breather and readjust, get some more chalk on before she gets things started here on the peg cloud. Taking all the time on the clock.
Reminders all coaches and athletes in the Masters male
And
your check-ins are open at stage 3 tall. First runners will go in
and now Mary Beth Wang through the peg cloud onto the cliffhanger. A minute 25 on her time. Trying to be the only Masters female to get through stage 3. And she's able to get through the cliffhanger. Now moving on to the final obstacle, the flying bar. Taking her time and approaching this obstacle as she gets ready to move forward, getting through the first couple of stages of the flying bar. Now transitioning over to the last part of it as she tries to get across, and she does. An effective swing over, and she's able to hit the buzzer. A great run right there from Mary Beth Wang. 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
They're only clear, which is pretty impressive.
That was a great run right there from Mary Beth Wang, the only athlete to get through this Masters female section. It was a tough section here, but she was able to really effectively get through the course in quick time.
Yeah, and like I said, it's always an interesting balance between trying to go fast and trying to get farthest, because by stage 3, you're not going to see many clears. And she, went smooth the whole time and kept a steady pace, and just you can tell she was confident and was able to make that clear.
Yeah, she was able to get clear right there, and that is going to be the end here of the Masters Female Stage 3. Thank you for joining us here as Mary Beth Wang, the only athlete to get through here in stage number 3 for Justina Ricchini and Estelle Tomasco. We are now going to transition here as this stage is complete.